We started in 1996, 13 sitting in what came to be our particular places around the same bi-monthly table. Jennifer, Rochelle, Thetis, Vicky, whoever was the instructor, Bill, Sergio, Sylvia, Maggie, Freddie, me, Mary, Ann, Chad, and Merv. 2 came from Kansas, 2 from Minnesota, and 1 from Wisconsin. Our cohort coalesced quickly. Over 4 years, we came to know each other's learning styles, who liked to speak when and for how long, who were the theory junkies, who liked clinical process, we all did, who was excited or overwhelmed by research, who desired cohesion, and who couldn't help but be the disruptors. 3 people left the program. Deborah joined us. Maria floated in and out as a student at large. We grew as clinicians. Our work deepened. We engaged with theory, clinical process, and research in enriching and scholarly ways. We were riveted by class discussions and at times challenged by new and different points of view. We struggled, got better, and more comfortable with writing. We experienced many personal life transitions together. The birth of Madison, grandchildren, kids going to college, struggles with aging parents, meeting and marrying my husband. We mourned the passing of our beloved and courageous classmate, Sylvia. Some of us were lucky enough to form lasting friendships, or at least feel a lasting connection, even if we only saw each other occasionally. I think all of us formed unique and special relationships with at least a few faculty who were truly committed to us, first as people and second as clinicians and scholars. They challenged us to be better clinicians, thinkers, researchers, and writers, provided us the safety to be vulnerable when we needed to be, and provided the right amount of holding and freedom to be ourselves and find and deepen our intellectual and clinical voices. ICSW uniquely provides rigor and high expectation with intimacy, holding, containment, and nurturance. That's the special sauce that draws people to it and why so many of us stay around for a long time. I have been enriched by being a part of ICSW as a student, alumni, and faculty member.
Hi friends of the ICSW community. My name's Annie Mullen and I'm a 2017 graduate of the ICSW Master's Program. It's really cool to partake in this 40th anniversary celebration. Thanks for having me. In the past, I may have felt a little nervous about making any kind of video, but 19 months of meeting on Zoom have prepared me for the next couple minutes on camera. I've never been more ready. My path to graduate school is a bit winding, and I credit a bold and captivating college professor by the name of Dr. Elizabeth Rottenberg for putting ICSW on the map for me. She taught a psychoanalysis course at DePaul that changed my life. A few years out of college, I was attracted to the idea of becoming an ER nurse because I wanted to help people in crises. I emailed Dr. Rottenberg to see if she'd write me, a philosophy major, a letter of recommendation for a nursing program. I believe her response was something along the lines of, yeah, I'll write the letter, but why nursing? If you want to help people, have you considered social work? She then said, Annie, you should look into this place called the Institute for Clinical Social Work. About a year passed, and I cannot say for sure how her suggestion wormed its way into my mind, but pivoting to counseling became the obvious next step. It made some amount of sense. My aspirations to help people in physical crises transformed into an interest in helping people in emotional crises. I want to say that I spent a lot of time comparing different master's programs, but the truth is, once I began my search, I was only ever interested in ICSW. I wanted to be a psychotherapist. I wanted the direct experience of clinical contact, and I wanted to learn from faculty that had their own clinical practices. I wanted to read material that treated the patient as curious and complicated and complex rather than rational animals controlled behaviorally. Above all else, I wanted a program that dove deep rather than skim the surface of a million social work components, all of which are valuable, but I knew what I wanted. I refer to ICSW as a gem of a place. I tell people, come here if you want to learn how to think psychoanalytically. I am so immensely grateful for the experience and the education. Thank you all. Happy 40th birthday.
Hi, I'm Lynn Tilke, and I am one of the students that was in the first cohort, which was in 1982, I believe. And I thought I would tell you a little bit about how I came to find ICSW. I had graduated from SSA and was working at Children's Memorial Hospital. And I was feeling, is that all there is to learning? When I was running across some really complicated situations with the children who I worked with that had leukemia and their parents who were completely frightened and distraught about their child's situation. I found that these parents would say things that sounded like guilt to me, but I thought, I don't know really what to say to them. I found them saying things like, my child got sick because I spanked them on the leg that developed the sarcoma. I worked with kids who had various forms of cancer. And, or had I not had that affair, I wouldn't be being punished for this now, or something of that nature. And I was always stymied when they would say something like that. So I was in Joe Palumbo's study group as a way of trying to extend my education because I was feeling like I needed more. And Joe began to tell us about the fact that they were developing a PhD program. And he would, every time we went to his study group, he would tell us the next installment. And so we were all eager to hear how everything was being planned out for this new PhD program, which really was going to be novel because it was going to be a series of people from different universities, from different institutes that were going to make up this the faculty at the Institute of Clinical Social Work. So when he told us it was ready to go, I was the first to make an appointment to meet with them and to apply for admission. And I was so excited because I thought, okay, maybe I can find the answer to that stymied question that I had about my patients who were saying that they caused their child's illness. And actually, that became my dissertation. And just as an aside, just so you know that it really did help me answer that question, I discovered that the parents who said things that had a causal nature to their child becoming ill really represented magical thinking. And that this magical thinking was not the typical primitive form of magical thinking that we think of, but was actually a way of attributing power in it, albeit in a negative way, but attributing that they had the power to cause this. And if they had the power to cause this, maybe they weren't helpless, because the idea of being helpless when you have to take care of your child is virtually intolerable. Better that you're the culprit than to feel completely helpless. So what I discovered is that attribution of cause or magical thinking was a way of mastering the helplessness. And I was so excited to discover this, because then I could tell the other physicians to stop telling the parents, no, it's nothing that you did, and allow them to express this, because those people, I found, the people who did that, did not have stress hormones in their 24-hour urines, which is what I collected in my dissertation. And those people did not have stress hormones and did not report being depressed. So, yay, Institute for Clinical Social Work. You made a mainstay in terms of my understanding my patients and being able to be there for them in a better way. So, thank you for existing, and thank you for providing training for students going forward that transcends what we have available to us. The Institute of Clinical Social Work is truly a unique program. So, thank you.